All right, so today in digital art animation, we are working on lesson 7, typographical design. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to do the following. We're going to use guides to position text in composition, make a clip and mask from type, merge type with other layers, preview fonts, format text, flow text along a path, and control type and position using advanced features. Um, to get started, the first thing we're going to do, if you go into Schoology into today's folder, you're going to see we have the instructions for the day, and you need to download um, the 07 Start PSD. We're going to continue off from where we left off in lesson 6, but you need to use this start file because it has some notes in it that you're not going to have on yours. This metal TIF image, and then this file right here. You can go ahead and download those, and then open up 07 Start in Photoshop. So in order to open Photoshop, we need to make sure that we go into our Creative Cloud. That way we can save it into the cloud. In this lesson, we're going to work on a design that represents an episode of a podcast series about typography. So we're going to start with the artwork that we created in lesson 6. The episode artwork has a model, her shadow, and a blue background that we created. You'll add in a stylized type for the episode artwork, including warping text. So first thing we're going to do, now that we have Photoshop open, is we're going to go ahead and go to open, and then we're going to open up the files that I downloaded for lesson 7. Open that up, and then we have our start file. All right, and we're going to go ahead and save this to the cloud. So we're going to go to File, Save As, save it to your cloud documents, and we're going to name it 07 Working. .psd, and then we save it, and we should be good. All right. Next thing we need to do is we need to choose the graphic and web from our workspace switcher in the options bar. So it's this little icon right here. You can go to graphic and web, and it's going to give us the tools that we need and the layout that we need. You could also go to window and then workspace, and then make sure you check graphic and web, whichever way works best for you. And the graphic and web workspace displays the character and the paragraph panels that you're going to use in this lesson, along with glyphs and layer panels. The tools panel may look different than it has in other lessons, and that's because the graphic and web workspace includes a customized tool panel. So everything is kind of set up in a specific way for this workspace. So that's why we're doing it that way. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we're going to go to View and then Fit on Screen. That way we can fit our whole image on the screen. If you want to make it a little bit easier, remember you can just go Control-0 and it'll fit the screen automatically. If you can't remember those things, if you look here, Fit the Screen, and then it shows the shortcut to the right of it. All right, once we do fit the screen, we need to click on our rulers and make sure that our rulers are displayed. You can see the ruler right here. You need to make sure that it's in inches. If you right click anywhere along the ruler, you can see I have pixels checked, and we want to switch that to inches. All right. And then we're going to drag a vertical guide from the left ruler to the center of the document. So this is the left ruler. Click and hold that left click button on your mouse, and you're going to put it at 4.25 inches. So that puts it right in the center. If you're having trouble with your ruler, you can click and hold, and if you hold shift, it will snap it right into 4.25 right there for you, and you should be good to go. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a point type um, to our composition. You can enter point type, a short text anchored to a point, or a paragraph type, which is multiple lines that can recompose as you resize their text container. So the first thing that we're going to do is create the point type. In the layers panel, we're going to select the pattern fill one layer, which is this one right here. And then we're going to select the horizontal type tool. Which is right there. See if you highlight on it, it'll say horizontal type tool. You can also hit the letter T on your keyboard. And then you notice once you select on that, it changes your options bar up here at the top. And you have all your type options over here on the right underneath character. So we're going to choose a serif typeface, such as Minion Pro Regular. Click on M. MIN. Minion Pro Regular. Huh. Looks like they've changed some of the Adobe fonts. No worries. We're just going to click on the Minion Variable Concept Regular. Um, or you can click on something that you have that's similar to yours or on your computer. It's not really that big of a deal. Right here where it says the type size, we're going to change that to 115 point. Hit enter. And then in the character panel, we're going to change the tracking value to 50. So if you see right here, this VA, set tracking for selected characters, we're going to set that at 50. The tracking value specifies the overall space between the letters. So that affects the density in a line of text. So we're going to position our pointer over the center guide. And then that's going to put our text box there. And we're going to type the word typecast in all capitals. Mine is a little bit off the screen, and that's not a big worry because I'm going to hit the check mark, and then I can hit my four pointed arrow and I can just bring it down. No worries. You can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard to make small, fine adjustments, and you should be good to go. All right, now you can notice if you look in your layers panel, you have this text layer. It's called typecast. If I was to hit the eyeball and turn it off, it's going to make it disappear. Good to go. And this little contextual toolbar is going to keep getting in your way, but no worries. All right, so we got it where we want it. Looks like the text is big enough, but it's not modern enough for our design. So we're going to try a different font. If we double click the typecast text, we can edit it. You see it highlights it. Uh, we're going to want to look for a different type of font that'll work better. And I'm going to look for it in my toolbar right here. You can look for it up there as well. It doesn't really matter. Whichever way makes you happy. And the book is saying that we should look for Myriad Pro Semi Bold. MY Myriad Pro Semi Bold. So I'll click on that. But and then I'm gonna hit the check mark saying it's good to go. Now, if you can't find whatever font it's saying in the lesson, um, you can install it from the Adobe Fonts website. That's not a problem. Or you can just click on one that is close to the one that we're using. But there we go. So now that we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and hit File. Oh, and it's saved already. So good. If you notice that is grayed out, that means it's already saved it. We saved it to our Creative Cloud. So very rarely is it going to be something that we can click on. You would have to quickly change something and then go to File, and then we'll be able to save it. See, I can save it there, and it saves. But if it's saved to your cloud, it's going to regularly update your file for you. That way you don't lose anything. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be making a clipping mask and applying a shadow. So in the layers panel, we're going to make sure that typecast layer is selected. It is selected. We're going to choose file, and then we're going to go place embedded. And then we're going to be looking for that metal image. So I have to go on my computer because it's saved in my downloads. And there's that metal.tif. And then we're going to go ahead and click place. All right, once we hit place, then you can just go ahead and draw um, a box on your screen, and then it'll place it in there. And oops, I don't want to do that. But you want it to be up towards the top of your screen. So with the metal layer selected, We're going to choose create a clipping mask from the layers panel menu. Um, so we have metal selected. I'm going to right click on it, and then I'm going to click create a clipping mask. So you have this little down arrow pointing to typecast. And as you can see, the metal is now inside of our text. All right, it gave it that metal texture. We're going to move on to the next part. You're going to select the typecast layer, and then we're going to add a layer style. So if you click on the layer style button, that's this FX right here down at the bottom. See if you highlight it, it says add a layer style. Click on that, and we're going to choose inner shadow from the pop-up box. So inner shadow, and we're going to get this dialog box that pops up. All right, we're going to make sure the blend mode is set to multiply, which it is. The opacity, we're going to put it at 48%. The distance, we're going to change that to 18. The choke, we're going to put to 0. It is a 0. Size, we're going to put to 16. And then we can click the preview button, which I had mine selected, but you can click it on and off and see the difference on our typecast letters. And that should be good. And we're going to hit OK. And we're going to make sure that our file is saved. Save. And it is saved. All right. That is enough for this video, and I will see you in the next video.